dear friends, Assalamu alaikum. Again, I would like to introduce here before you viewers and friends and dears that I pleader Javed Ali Salro, High Court, to share with you once again the essential knowledge of Constitution of Pakistan 1973. So जैसे मैंने पहले भी बताया था, now I have modified my language. मैंने अपनी लैंग्वेज को थोड़ा मॉडिफाई किया है ड्यू टू दी व्यूअर्स रिकमेंडेशंस। तो उनकी अपना रिकमेंडेशंस कमेंट्स को मैंने अपना मान दिया, शरफ बख्शा। तो ऑफ कोर्स द गुड कमेंट्स वाज पास्ड बाय द व्यूअर्स टू मी दैट आई शुड हैव टू मूव इट, इट मीन्स टुगेदर आई शुड हैव टू मैनेज दिस मॉडिफाइड। एंड वो मैंने किया है, कोशिश की है कि आप सब दोस्तों तक अपना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की जो एसेंशियल नॉलेज है वो अपनी मदर टंग तो मेरी सिंधी ही है, बट उर्दू इट इज़ अवर नेशनल लैंग्वेज। सो आप समझ सकते हैं उर्दू भी, और ऑफ कोर्स इंग्लिश इज़ इंटरनेशनल लैंग्वेज एंड इंग्लिश इज़ वेरी मच नेसेसरी फॉर वी ऑल पाकिस्तानीज। and today you can observe from me that today I have some changing because due to Friday I have not wear a coat. I am just only without coat. I am in front of you to I have same portfolio, same knowledge, और वही अपना मंशूर लेके मैं आपके सामने आया हूँ फिर से। अपना वो चीज़ का जो है अपना जैसे आपके सामने अपना रखता रहता हूँ कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ पाकिस्तान 1973 की जो इसेंशियल नॉलेज है वो अपना इसके टेक्स्ट बुक में अवेलेबल है। तो वर्ड बाय वर्ड नॉलेज में आप सब दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कर रहा हूँ। तो उम्मीद है कि यू आर एंजॉइंग एंड यू आर गेटिंग। ऑफ कोर्स नाउ लेट्स मूव एंड एंजॉय दैट वी हैव लर्न। अच्छा, वन मोर थिंग मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ कि पहले भी मैंने प्रीवियसली आपको बताया था कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई रिलाई ऑन द इंग्लिश बिकॉज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन टेक्स्ट बुक ऑफ पाकिस्तान 1973 इट इज प्रेजेंट इन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज। Of course it is international language, so we must obey this all. After all, I will share with you all viewers from the English textbook. That shall be the essential because it is also the textbook. I have also shown in my previous lecture before this I have lectured you, delivered the thing which was also the essential. That is also I have the constitution text book of Pakistan 1973 in Urdu language also. So आते हैं अपने मकसद की तरफ। जो पोर्टफोलियो वो सेम है, जो मंशूर है वो सेम है, आप तक मैं एसेंशियल नॉलेज पहुंचा सकूं, इट इज़ इनफ फॉर मी। सो लेट्स मूव। अच्छा, जस्ट ओनली आई वुड लाइक टू जस्ट रिमाइंड यू अबाउट अवर प्रीवियस क्लास दैट वी हैव लर्न जस्ट सिंपल थिंग। आपको मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि पार्ट 3 में हम इस वक्त मौजूद हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ पाकिस्तान 1973 के पार्ट 3 में, जिसका हमने पहला चैप्टर भी कंप्लीट कर लिया। उसके सारे आर्टिकल्स आपके सामने मैंने रखे और उसके सारे आर्टिकल्स भी आपके सामने जो है वक्तन बवक्तन शेयर करता रहा हूँ। तो आप भी उसको जो है प्रीवियस वीडियोस में भी आप देख सकते हैं, उसमें हर चीज़ शेयर्ड है। अच्छा, पार्ट 3 का चैप्टर 1 कंप्लीट होने के बाद चैप्टर 2 आ गया, वो भी कंप्लीट हो गया। सेम ऑल सेक्शंस आल्सो डिस्कस्ड बिफोर यू व्यूअर्स फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग। एंड नाउ वी आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स पार्ट 3 of chapter 3 part 3 both are collected. In this part we are standing about part 3 chapter 3. So what is chapter 3? Okay, come on, let's move. Chapter 3 is according to the federal government. Wow, the federal government, Pakistan, the federal government. It is present in part 3 chapter 3, the federal government. Now let's move. हम सीखना चाहते हैं कि फेडरल गवर्नमेंट क्या है, उसके बारे में भी थोड़ी अवेयरनेस होनी चाहिए। जैसे हमने फंडामेंटल राइट्स को अपना पढ़ लिया, जैसे हमने पॉलिसीज़ को पढ़ लिया, जैसे हमने अपना जो भी प्रीवियस लेक्चर्स थे वो सारे हमने अपना आपके सामने मैंने रखे, आपके सामने मैंने एक्सप्लेन किए। अभी तो मैंने लैंग्वेज को भी मॉडिफाई किया है आप सब दोस्तों के कहने पे। तो आए हैं हम अपना पार्ट 3 के चैप्टर 3 पे, जहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है द फेडरल गवर्नमेंट। तो अभी ये फेडरल गवर्नमेंट का इल्म हासिल करने के लिए चलो मूव ऑन होते हैं अपना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ पाकिस्तान के टेक्स्ट बुक की तरफ कि क्या कहते हो हमें अपना फेडरल गवर्नमेंट के बारे में, हमें भी थोड़ी अवेयरनेस होनी चाहिए। ओके, लेट्स मूव। According to Article 19 of Constitution of Pakistan 1973, the federal government, very important article of this textbook of Constitution of Pakistan 1973. So what is this? Article 90, subarticle 1, subject to the Constitution, the executive authority of the Federation shall be exercised in the name of the President by the federal government consisting of the Prime Minister and the Federal Minister, which shall act through the Prime Minister, and the Federal Minister, which shall act through the Prime Minister, who shall be the chief executive of the Federation. Article 90, subarticle 2. In the performance of his functions under the Constitution, the Prime Minister may act either directly or through the Federal Minister, which is present in Article 19. It is the federal government. ये मैं आपके साथ शेयर करूंगा उर्दू में भी. तो फिलहाल तो अपना हम जो है स्टडी कर रहे हैं अबाउट द टेक्स्ट बुक ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ पाकिस्तान 1973 इन इंग्लिश, बिकॉज इंग्लिश विच इज द टोटल एसेंशियल बुक ऑफ द वर्ड बाय वर्ड नॉलेज ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. So now let's move to other article. Article 91, cabinet. Cabinet is also mandatory and necessary and very essential for we viewers, for we Pakistanis. So what is cabinet? The cabinet. Article 91, subarticle 1. There shall be a cabinet of ministers with the Prime Minister at its head to aid and advise the President in the exercise of his functions. Article 91, subarticle 2. The National Assembly shall meet on the 21st day following the day on which the general election to the Assembly is held, unless sooner summoned by the President. Article 91, subarticle 3. After the election of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, the National Assembly shall, to the exclusion of any other business, proceed to elect without debate one of its Muslim member to be the Prime Minister. Article 91, subarticle 4. The Prime Minister shall be elected by the votes of the majority of the total membership of the National Assembly, provided that if no member secures such a majority in the first poll, a second poll shall be held between the members who secure the two highest numbers of votes in the first poll and the member who secures a majority of votes of members present, and voting shall be declared to have been elected as Prime Minister. Provided further that if the number of votes secured by two or more members securing the highest number of votes in equal, further poll shall be held between the side until one of them secures a majority of votes of members present and voting. Article 91, subarticle 5. The member elected under clause 4 shall be called upon by the President to assume the office of Prime Minister, and he shall, before entering upon the office, make before the President oath in the form set out in the third schedule. Oath, of course, is form out in the third schedule of the Constitution of Pakistan 1973. Now in this subarticle 5, here is provided that there shall be no restrictions on the member of terms on the office of the Prime Minister. Subarticle 6. The Cabinet, together with the Minister of the State, shall be collectively responsible to the Senate and the National Assembly. It is about the Cabinet. Cabinet is responsible before the Senate and National Assembly, according to Article 91, subarticle 6. Now moving towards subarticle 7, the Prime Minister shall hold office during the pleasure of the President, but the President shall not exercise his powers under this clause unless he is satisfied that the Prime Minister does not command the confidence of the majority of the members of the National Assembly, in which case he shall summon the National Assembly and require the Prime Minister to obtain a vote of confidence from the Assembly. Article 91, subarticle 8. The Prime Minister may, by writing, under his hand addressed to the president resign his office. Subarticle 9. A minister who for any period of 6 consecutive months is not a member of the National Assembly shall, at the expiration of that period, cease to be a minister and shall not, before the dissolution of that assembly, be again appointed a minister unless he is elected a member of that assembly, provided that nothing contained in this clause shall apply to a minister who is member of the Senate. Subarticle 10. Nothing contained in this article shall be construed as disqualified the Prime Minister or any other minister or a minister of National Assembly stands dissolved, or as preventing the appointment of any person as Prime Minister or other minister or a Minister of State during any such period. Now, this is about the cabinet, and cabinet in article 91 we are standing from the chapter 3 of about the federal government, and federal government article starting from article 90 to article 100, and we have completed article 91. Now there's another article 92, federal minister and minister of state. 92 subarticle 1, subject to clauses 9 and 10 of article 91, the president shall appoint federal ministers and ministers of state from amongst the members of Majlis-e-Shura parliament on the advice of the prime minister, provided that the number of federal ministers and ministers of state who are members of the Senate shall not at any time exceed 1/4 of the number of federal ministers. Provided further that the total strength of the cabinet, including ministers of state, shall not exceed 11% of the total membership of Majlis-e-Shura parliament. Provided also that the aforesaid amendment shall be effective from the next general election held after the commencement of the Constitution 18th Amendment Act 2010. Subarticle 2. Before entering upon office, a federal minister or minister of state shall make before the president oath in the form set out in the third schedule. Oath is written in the third schedule of Constitution of Pakistan 1973. So again and again everywhere they are written about the third schedule. So you may go through also from there. I will also from conclusively when we completed this Constitution textbook, after all I shall tell you about the schedules. So it is my last topic. So you may also go through from there. Now subarticle 3 of article 92, a federal minister or minister of state may by writing removed from office by the president on the advice of the prime minister. Okay. So, article 93, advisors. What are advisors? Article 93 subarticle 1, the president may on the advice of the prime minister, appoint not more than 5 advisors on such terms and conditions as he may determine. Subarticle 2. The provisions of Article 57 shall also apply to an advisor. Good. Article 94. Prime Minister continuing in office. The President may ask the Prime Minister to continue to hold office until his successor enters upon the office of Prime Minister. Article 95. Vote of no confidence against Prime Minister. Article 95, subarticle 1. A resolution for a vote of non-confidence moved by not less than 20% of the total membership of the National Assembly may passed against the Prime Minister by the National Assembly. Subarticle 2 of Article 95. A resolution referred to in class 1 shall not be voted upon before the expiration of 3 days or later than 7 days from the day on which such resolution is moved in the National Assembly. Sub-article 3. A resolution referred to in class 1 shall not be moved in the National Assembly while the National Assembly is considering demands for grants submitted it to in the annual budget statement. Sub-article 4. If the resolution referred in class 1 is passed by the majority of the total membership of the National Assembly, the Prime Minister shall cease to hold office. Article 96 omitted, and 97 article of Constitution of Pakistan 1973 is about extent of executive authority of federation. Subject to the Constitution, the executive authority of a federation shall extend to the matters with respect to which Majlis-e-Shura, Parliament, has power to make laws, including exercise of rights, authority of and jurisdiction in and in relation to areas outside Pakistan, provided that the said authority shall not save as expressly provided in the Constitution or in any law made by Majlis-e-Shura, Parliament, extend in any province to a matter with respect to which the Provincial Assembly has also power to make laws. Article 98. Conferring of functions and subordinate authorities. On the recommendation of the federal government, Majlis-e-Shura, Parliament, may by law confer functions upon officers and authorities subordinate to the federal government. Article 99. Conduct of business of federal government. Sub-article 1. All executive actions of the federal government shall be expressed to be taken in the name of the President. Sub-article 2. The federal government shall by rules specify the manner in which orders and other instruments made and executed in the name of the President shall be authenticated, and the validity of any order or instrument so authenticated shall not be questioned in any court on the ground that it was not made or executed by the President. Sub-article 3. The President shall also make rules for the allocation and transaction of the business. Article 100 of Constitution of Pakistan 1973. For what about Attorney General of Pakistan? Very important. Attorney General of Pakistan. For you learned, dear friends and viewers, what is Attorney General of Pakistan? According to Article 100. Article 100, Sub-article 1. The President shall appoint a person. The President shall appoint a person, being a person qualified to be appointed a judge of the Supreme Court, to be the Attorney General of Pakistan. Very easy language, written in the textbook of the Constitution of Pakistan. Of course, this is essential. I am not making my own words. Sub-article 2 of Article 100, a very important article of this Constitution also. So we must aware from this. The Attorney General shall hold office during the pleasure of the President and shall not engage in private practice. Important. So long as hold the office of the Attorney General. Sub-article 3. It shall be the duty of the Attorney General to give advice to the federal government upon such legal matters and to perform such other duties of a legal character as may be referred or assigned to him by the federal government. And in the performance of his duties, he shall have the right of audience in all courts and tribunals in Pakistan. Sub-article 4 of Article 100. The Attorney General may, by writing under his head addressed to the President, resign his office. So it is all about the Chapter 3, Part 3 of Constitution of Pakistan 1973. And we have completed this. Now Part 4 is coming before you viewers. But before because it shall be our next lecture, I go through the part 4 before I remind you that I have that modified my language. तो मैं आपको अभी उर्दू में भी अपना इसका जो है समझाने की कोशिश करूँगा. इंग्लिश में तो जो टेक्स्ट बुक में एसेंशियल चीज़ें हैं वो मैंने आप तक पहुँचाई. तो अभी उर्दू की तरफ मैं मूव ऑन होता हूँ. तो लेट्स मूव एंड एंजॉय फ्रॉम दी उर्दू लैंग्वेज. लेट्स मूव. जी, तो हम पार्ट 3 का चैप्टर 3 पढ़ रहे थे. तो उसी के मुतालिक आपको मैं उर्दू में भी शेयर करता हूँ, जो मैंने अपना इंग्लिश द इंटरनेशनल लैंग्वेज जो मैंने आपके सामने आपके साथ शेयर की अपने व्यूअर्स को कमेंट्स को मान देते हुए. मैं अभी उसको उर्दू में मॉडिफाई करके आप तक पहुँचाता हूँ कि अपना जो हमने पढ़ा पार्ट 3 का चैप्टर 3 उसके बारे में मैं आपके साथ डिस्कस करता हूँ. तो चैप्टर 3 जो था वफा की हुकूमत है. आर्टिकल 90. अच्छा, दस्तूर के मुताबिक वफा की हुकूमत की जानिब से वफा का आमलाना इख्तियार सदर के नाम से इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा, जो वज़ीर आज़म और वफा की वज़ीरा पर मुश्तमिल होगा, जो वज़ीर आज़म के ज़रिए काम करेंगे, जो कि वफा का चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव होगा. सब आर्टिकल 2 ऑफ आर्टिकल 90. दस्तूर के तहत अपने कारहाए मनसबी को वज़ीर आज़म ख्वाबला वास्ता या वफा की वज़रा के ज़रिए बजा लाएगा. सब आर्टिकल 2 हैज़ बीन कंप्लीटेड. अभी हम चलते हैं अपना आर्टिकल 91 की तरफ. सिंपल है अपना आर्टिकल 90. मैंने आपको बताया कि जो दस्तूर के मुताबिक वफा की हुकूमत की जानिब से वफा का जो आलमाना होगा वो अख्तियार सदर के नाम अपना जो है इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा. ठीक है, सदर के नाम इस्तेमाल करेंगे, जो कि वफा का चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव होगा. ठीक है ना. तो अभी हम चलते हैं अपना आर्टिकल